So back around 2018, my family and I were deciding to move out of Venezuela since the situation for us there was not that easy. We started to consider our options and see if there was any country that would be suitable for us to live in. And then we realized, you know what? Brazil is right there. It's a neighbor country. We could just go to the frontier. And also, Brazil during that time was accepting a lot of immigrants, especially from Venezuela, who wanted to just simply leave the country for the situation that was going on over there. And we said, you know what? Yeah, why not? Let's go to Brazil. Only one problem though. I knew nothing about Portuguese. And for anybody out there who doesn't know anything about Portuguese and Spanish, even though they share similar things here and there, they are still not the same language. These two countries, Venezuela and Brazil, or Brazil and the rest of Latin America for that matter, they speak different languages. Like, while most of Latin America speaks Spanish, Brazil has Portuguese, which is still a different language than Spanish. Despite this, however, we decided to finally move to Brazil since it seemed like a lovely country, and hey, if we had to learn the language, then so be it. Fast forward to the end of 2018 and I'm already living there in Brazil, and oh my goodness, it's such a great country, I have to say. Like, lovely people, lots of opportunities for everything. And yeah, even though we couldn't speak a single bit of Portuguese, it was close enough to Spanish to allow us to understand what most people were saying most of the time. There were tons of other people who simply couldn't understand us, and we had to force ourselves to learn how to communicate with them. And one of the things I had to do constantly was check the Google Translator, which was one of my handy dandy tools that I used during my time over here when I was still learning the language. Now, just a few weeks after arriving here in Brazil, one of the things that I managed to do was get a job. Luckily, as a receptionist at a hostel. Now, over there it was kind of rough for me since, I was a total stranger over there trying to attend people, trying to check in and check out of the hostel. I needed to do my best to understand what they wanted and also to let them understand what I was trying to say. So during the entire time that I was sitting at the reception, I had on my computer a dictionary in Portuguese with the Google Translator on another tab and many other language tools that were at my disposal. A couple of weeks later, I'm getting the hang of Portuguese now, even though I still slip here and there, no problem, it's totally understandable, I'm still new to the language. But then here comes this couple during my night shift that truly put my Portuguese knowledge to the test. And oh my god, I swear, I have never forgotten, and I think I never will forget what I learned this day. So this couple comes closer to the reception and they ask, "Boa noite, vocês têm camisinhas?" And okay, to any Portuguese speakers out there, you might already know where this conversation is going, but I please beg you to not spoil the surprise, or at least keep watching because oh my god, you have no idea what I went through. So I need to pause a little bit over here because I have to explain something regarding the Portuguese language, alright? You know when you want to describe something as small or little, you just put the adjective little in front of it, like little car, little house, little dog, etc. Well, Portuguese has something similar, except that instead of putting the word before the noun, they put it at the very end of it. And this one in particular is inho or iña, depending on whether the word is female or male. And by the way, yes, words have, or should I say, nouns have genders in other languages. Portuguese is one of them. Now, if you want to have some examples of how this is used, it would be something like this. Gato, which is cat in Portuguese, would be gatinho or gatinha. Dog, which is cachorro, would be cachorrinho or cachorrinha. Those are some of the few examples, but the logic is the same for everything. You want to say that something is little, you just use inho or iña at the very end of the noun in Portuguese. With that said though, Brazilians do a thing which is that they just put inho and iña at the end of almost everything. Like, seriously, you will listen to that word almost the entire time, every single day. whenever you're speaking to somebody over here from Brazil. They love just putting that word at the end of everything. Alright, back to the couple that just asked me for a camisinha. So, using the logic that I just explained, one would think that, okay, they want a camisinha, that means they want a camisa. And as far as I know, over here, by this point in time, camisa is t-shirt or just shirt. They want a shirt. And wouldn't you know, the reception has a store. We have a shop over here, so we just so happen to sell souvenirs, and one of these souvenirs are t-shirts for the hostel. And I take them over there and I start showing them the t-shirts and everything, and I say, okay, these are the shirts that we have available, but sorry, the smallest one we got is M sized. We don't have any S size t-shirts. Since, you know, they were asking for a camisinha, I assumed, all right, they want a little t-shirt. And it was at this point that they started staring at me, and then they just start laughing. Both of them are laughing, and they're sitting like, wait, what? What's going on? Did I say something? Did I do something? And then they just say, Skesa, and they just leave. They just leave and leave me there, just dumbfounded, like, what happened? Why were they laughing? Why were they laughing at? What did I do? Was it something I did? Something I said? And then it hit me, you know what? Just to be sure, I'm going to look this up real quick. And that I did. I went over to my computer, I opened the translator tab, I typed in camisa to make sure that I was not wrong, and thankfully I wasn't. But then I tried typing the word they use, camisinha. Take a look at what happens when I translate it now. Oh my god. I just couldn't believe my eyes. How? How is it possible that an entire word's meaning changes just by adding this one little termination to it? No wonder that couple was laughing at me the entire time they were leaving. Like, they knew what they were asking for, and they must have realized, oh my god, this stranger doesn't know what the word means. Oh, this poor little guy, this sweet summer child. You have much to learn, my friend. That's surely what they were thinking while they were leaving, because they just left me there without explaining anything and just, yeah, allow me to figure everything out by myself. And boy, oh boy. Now that I think about it, it was quite an experience. And trust me, ever since then, I have not forgotten the meaning of this word. And you know, that's the beauty of languages. Sometimes you learn things on your own, like the easy way, and sometimes you just learn the hard way. Even if it costs you your dignity. It's a lesson well learned, and I'm hoping that maybe this little story taught you guys to be careful around that word and remember it, and not forget about the fact that camisinha does not in fact mean little t-shirt, but rather, yeah.